Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another Maple Dilly-Daily. Dilly-Daily number 11. Getting right into it. Can I even do this? Oh, pardon me. Today, I want to talk about what comes next. After Maple, that is. After yesterday's Dilly-Daily, I'm very close to... Like, I'm making the moves to move away from Maple. Actively making the moves. I think it's a good thing for me to break away from it because it's a pretty hefty time investment. Like, the only caveat and the only thing I'm like maybe considering sticking around for is if the next the next event that comes, like I mentioned, those who don't play Maple Story, I'm not gonna talk about this too much. So don't worry too much about actual Maple Story, but the next event might be pretty good. It's not going to be as crazy as the Ignition update, the one that gave you basically a free level 250 character if you just played like a little bit here and there. That was like the best event to ever come to the game. It made a lot of the endgame content a lot more accessible to players. Like, a lot of people never would have seen 250 unless they grinded so much, which is what I did for a year. But yeah, unless the next update is like equivalent to that, like, or as good as that update, I'm probably not going to stick around. I might play here and there, but I'm not going to be playing it nearly as much. Like, I don't want to even think about doing dailies or capping any kind of currency for a while. I think I'm pretty burnt out on it, to be honest, and I have been for some time. As I mentioned it, I think in one of my first episodes, this is very much a game of obligation at this point, and I don't really like having those. I'm going to try and cut down on those that I have right now. Potentially including Epic 7. I'm thinking about that too. So I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next. Like, what I want to do. Did I not? Oh no, okay. We're good. I gotta turn this shit in. Okay. I'm thinking what I want to do to continue the daily series. I'm definitely going to continue recording. I've just been thinking, like, I want to try and keep things, or keep the Dilly-Dailies about 20-ish minutes at most, which the Maple Story is great for that. I can do all my dailies on one character. Is Blue Catfish good? I can do all my dailies. No, that is not good. Within about 20 minutes. I can get it done almost consistently. Compiters. Love that. So it's really good for that. It's really good for what I'm doing right now. It's really good to keep things moving. And I'm able to do it. I'm like able to not even think and talk for 20 minutes with very little effort, barely focusing on the second thing. The second thing being Maple Story. I can focus more on the talking. So I think it's going to be really hard to find something to replace that, like, that I'm that good at. I think as I thank Alfred, the commenter. He pointed out maybe I could try doing more recorded. Like, I record the gameplay, and then I talk over it later on. That might be cool. I mean, I've done it once. I forget which Dilly-Daily. Maybe I think there was like 8 or something. I did that already once. The only thing with that, and it's not like an excuse or anything, but I mentioned my intentions when I started the series. If I do that, that's gonna literally double the amount of time it takes to put out one episode, or one daily. Because I'll have to record the duration. The only plus side to that is I can just be recording shit like when I'm playing games. But I don't really know if I want to do that. Like, I like this thing that I have, like, and that's kind of what kind of sucks, because I don't want to. It kind of makes me think, I should keep playing Maple because I have such a good thing, a very good balance right now. But I really think it's in my best interest to move away from it. So I've just been thinking, like, what is the only solution, or what are solutions for me to move forward? And I think the solution is to do the recording and then just suck it up and focus less on the recording aspect. It's gonna be hard though. It's definitely gonna be an adjustment to what I'm doing now. Like, it might be something I do more on the weekends. Like, I weigh more on the weekends and just record. Like, I've been thinking, honestly, maybe going to TFT. What kind of hat is that? That's cool. Maybe I go back to TFT. Because those games are like, they're like on the higher end of 20 to 30 minutes though. Like, that might be a little bit more of an undertaking. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about TFT. I'd have to record a couple. I'm pretty sure that they usually are like 30 minutes though, like on average 30 minutes, which I don't know if I want to do every single day, a daily being 30 minutes long. That's kind of a lot. Editing, I will say, I'm pretty happy. Editing, it takes me very little time now, maybe 5 minutes, and I can start rendering a video. I've gotten pretty quick at it, which I'm very happy about. I thought it would take me a lot longer to get consistent and, you know, well versed in my editing. Granted, I don't do a lot of, like, you know, fancy stuff yet. Maybe I can, now that I've gotten quick with it, maybe I can get fancy with it, you know. We'll see. So I'm also just thinking of other things I could try and do. Maybe I still want to keep a daily series, but I'm thinking the only fits right now that might work for a daily replacement instead of MapleStory is TFT for games that I actually want to play daily. I was thinking maybe Overwatch 2, but I don't think Overwatch 2 is... It doesn't really record well, I don't think. And I don't really know if I want... I mean, maybe Overwatch 2. But it would be... I would not be able to talk over that and play. Maybe I would. Maybe I could. Maybe I could do a live one like this and just test it out. I don't know. So if you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions, I'm not like dead set on like playing or like needing to play a game that I was, you know, that I really want to play. I can play whatever. If I enjoy it. I'm not like I'm accepting requests for just anything, but that's what I'm thinking about. And it's going to be MapleStory probably for, you know, a couple more days until I figure out what I want to do next. Oops. So I think, yeah, I think that was like the main thing I wanted to talk about today. What else did I want to talk about? Oh shit. I really don't have much. I didn't think much past that. I thought it would take me longer to put all those thoughts out there. I guess I can talk a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually. I went to a locals. I kind of brushed over it on I think my Sunday video. I went to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals again for the second time. I went to this locals at a store nearby. Very, very small store. It's a store literally in like a basement of a house. It's very funny. Very, very tiny though. So I went for the pre-release of Photon Hypernova is the name of the pack that came out, which I really enjoyed. I hadn't been to a pre-release probably since I was like 12, which was fun to go back and do it again. I have very fond memories of going to my pre-release with some friends and my brother. I didn't really make great new memories here. It was not super memorable, but I really enjoyed myself. I did pull a couple of nice cards. I bought a box of Photon Hypernova. I about made my money back, and I have like $50 cash because I just sold some of my cards that I pulled that I really wasn't. I'm not going to be able to cash tier a deck or anything for those who do play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I was pretty happy with that, and I still have a bunch of cards that I kept. So normally I don't sell my cards, but I was like, I'm not going to build these because I know for a lot of people who play card games, you always fall into the trap of like, if you buy a lot of cards or anything, you're always like, oh, I'll make my money back. If I get a card that's worth $10 that I just spent on this $10 pack, I made my money back. But people don't usually sell the cards. So I'm actually out here selling the cards, which is good. They were cool cards that I pulled. I pulled Kashtira Tearlament, I think was the name of the card, and then what was it? Kashtira. It was like a continuous spell card, I think. Kashtira something. It was like that card was worth like $60, and I sold it for 30, and I got a card that I actually needed for my deck, which was worth like 15. So I undercut him a little bit, but I wanted a card that he had, so that worked out in my favor. And I actually used that in the following tournament that came as the pre-release. Like, so you go to the pre-release, a lot of places will just do the pre-release where you get to buy, or you pay like, I think I paid $25, you get like 5 or so packs. You can basically pay for the packs, and then they do a tournament afterwards, and then they give away prizes based on how you do in the tournament. Like, it's usually related to the set, usually like a play mat related to the set, and then like a special card if you come in like first or second place. So I entered the tournament. I'm playing, if you want to look it up, or if you don't know Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm playing branded Bestial, or it's like branded Despia Bestial, and it's a really fun, like, it's a really cool deck, and I love the theme around it. Here's the downside though. So before this deck, I was playing Ghost Tricks, and I got my shit absolutely stomped. Like, the deck doesn't even play. Like, you do not play that deck. The deck does not exist in current Yu-Gi-Oh. You literally can't exist with that deck. So I'm playing Branded, which is a very, very common, very popular archetype right now, and it's pretty decent. The problem here is it is insanely difficult to play. Not only is Yu-Gi-Oh just the card game right now very, like, it's power creeped, and I mentioned that before. What that means is power creep means over time. So like the early stuff, the old stuff that comes out, it doesn't hold a candle to the new stuff. Everything is always getting, it's like a, you know, a linear, or I should go this way. It's like a linear curve upwards. The new stuff compared to, like, as new things come out, they just keep going upwards and upwards in power, and the old stuff just doesn't hold up to it. The motivation there is they want you to keep buying. They don't want the old stuff to really compete, because they want you to keep buying the new stuff is the idea. And why it kind of happens. Konami, unfortunately, is like very, very, very greedy and money motivated. Wizards of the Coast and Magic is not necessarily as bad with that. So just a little bit of background to why Yu-Gi-Oh is, whenever you hear Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like synonymous with power creep. You will almost always hear people who know anything about the card game say that immediately after you bring it up. So the card game, again, the power creep really hits, like, it's hit the level of, like, actions that you take in the game now. Like, you don't, back in the day, you know, like, if you watch the anime, it's usually draw one card, place one or two cards, and then, like, attack, and then your turn's over. That was pretty much the game. That was the card game. Now it's absolutely insane. And maybe I'll play some Yu-Gi-Oh, actually. Maybe for a daily, maybe I could do like Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel or something. That's an idea. Or maybe Magic. Just to show off the game. But yeah, so now when you play modern Yu-Gi-Oh, it's all about ramp, and like basically each card in the deck, like if that one single card does not give you access or search for like two other cards, the deck is not good. What I mean by that is basically you put out one monster, or you have one card, this one monster card. That one monster card, when you play it, you normal summon it, it lets you search for like one other card. Like you get to just search your deck for any card, or like whatever the card says to search for. Well, that card you search for, if you search for it, it has this effect when you search for it, and that card gives you another card, and the card it searches for gives you like another card. Like it's insane. Like it's just dominoes of like what you're getting. Every single card, it's like people usually refer to it like as like the fuel in the deck. Each card gives you so much fuel, like for your gas, essentially. Like it's like a car. They kind of refer to it. Like you got so much gas in the deck, and if you run out of gas, like if you don't have a lot of gas in your tank, you just don't get to play the game. And it's just, so what makes it so difficult is some decks are just very straightforward. Like it's, there's like one path to the optimal field you want to build. But the deck that I'm playing, the Bestial, or the branded Bestial, branded Despia Bestial, I think is what you could say. It has so many routes to create the field, and I just don't know the cards well enough yet. And it's just like it was so frustrating because each single card, like here I have one card next to me. This is a branded card. If you can see, I know it's a little chroma keyed out, but look how much text is on that card. Look how much text is on that one card. You see that? You see how much text is on that one card, man? So every single card in the deck has like that much text, and it's like I almost have like 50 cards in my deck because that's what you play. So it's just so much. I still enjoy it when it goes well, but it's very frustrating because I can't play the game right now because it's just so complicated, and it's just so much happening that I have to worry about. Like not even accounting for my opponent at all. Not even like worrying about what my opponent is doing. It's so much for me to try and basically play solitaire, do my solitaire, because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh these days is like playing solitaire. When it's your turn, you just play solitaire on your opponent. I'm gonna build my field. I'm gonna play all my cards, use all their effects, and if you can counteract me, you can counteract me. But otherwise, I'm just gonna play solitaire on you for about 2 minutes, and then you can react. We'll go to battle phase. We'll see who lives through the battle phase, and then that's game. Basically, that's modern Yu-Gi-Oh in a nutshell. But I can't even play solitaire yet. I'm not good at the solitaire aspect of my deck. I can do like one or two little basic baby combos and get like one monster out, like one big boy monster out, but it's I wish I could explain it better. I wish I could like visually show you better just how bad I am at it. And so we're going back to the pre-release in the tournament. It was kind of frustrating. I did have a good time, and I learned a lot. I'm really thankful for how friendly everybody is there, because there's a couple people there who play the deck that I'm playing. One of them spent like 30 minutes with me, or almost an hour with me, building my deck with me, because I have all the cards for it. I just didn't have everything kind of decided what to use in the deck. So he took a lot of his time that he could have been practicing to help me decide what cards to put in the deck and build the deck out. Taught me how to use the new cards that came out, that I got, and then he taught me some basic combos. So this dude was very gracious, and he helped me a lot, which I was very thankful for. But it just wasn't enough, like, teaching. It's just because like you can only learn so much in like an hour before the tournament. It's just pretty demanding of how much the investment is to learn the deck. Not only like learning, not even accounting for anything my opponents can do, because the next part, and like what you need to do to kind of take locals and like have a chance at winning a game, is understanding what other meta decks are being played, and like when to use your counter cards and stuff like that. I'm not even thinking about that yet. I need to get to the point where I can play my solitaire. I want to go play Yu-Gi-Oh! Solitaire. I'm just not doing it yet. So the tournament, it was fun. While fun, it was 4 rounds. Each round was about 40 minutes of gameplay, and it was, what is that, 160 minutes, so almost 3 hours, almost 4 hours, yeah, I think. So however long it was just every single game I was losing. I was just getting destroyed. I did get a buy round, and I used that buy round, I used like the whole 40 minutes to work with one of the other guys playing Branded. He taught me some more, and then I ended up playing him in the next round, and he just shat all over me. Which rightfully so. He was the teacher. No way that I could learn enough to win against him, in such a short amount of time, which is fine. It's just frustrating. Like, I literally had like almost the exact same cards in my deck as him, and like my field compared to him was just so puny and pathetic. I'll get there though. Like, I'm not saying this. I'm not really upset. I even in that game, even everybody I played, I told him, I was like, hey, I'm still new. And everybody there is just so nice and gracious. I'm very thankful that they're all super friendly there. But yeah, man, boy was it rough. Like, just barely getting to play. So that's, I mean, overall, I think I came in like 23rd out of 24th place of all the people who went there. But we can only go up from here. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to playing my solitaire. Very much so. So that's gonna do it for today. I thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow.